Facepalm America, I'm Beowulf Rockland, facepalmamerica.com. So, as I was saying, a number of additional Democrats, after hearing President Biden at the NATO summit call President Zelensky, President Putin, and call Vice President Harris, Vice President Trump, have fallen off the Biden bandwagon. There was Congressman Jim Himes, who we talked about. Democratic Representative Eric Sorensen, who is running in a competitive district in Illinois. Yeah, you know, if you're in a competitive district, if your polling is close with your Republican opponent, you might not want a Joe Biden who doesn't know what day it is at the top of the ticket to drag down your numbers. You might not want that. Representative Sorensen said he is hopeful that Biden will put country over party and step aside in his campaign for president. And Representative Scott Peters, Democrat from California, who just Tuesday had told reporters he believed Biden deserves re-election, in a statement first obtained by Politico, said that while the nation owes an enormous debt of gratitude to Biden for saving us from a second term of a Trump presidency in 2020, the president should now withdraw from the campaign because the stakes are high and we are on a losing course. What a difference a couple of days makes. Tuesday, he deserves re-election. Thursday, the president should now withdraw from the campaign. As of Thursday night, 20 congressional Democrats have either publicly or privately urged Biden to step aside since his faltering debate performance 2 weeks ago, fearing he will lose the White House to former President Donald Trump and endanger the party's gains in the House and Senate. They're right. And there are a lot more out there that are just too frightened to come forward. Because they're worried it's going to damage their careers. Ooh. It might look good on my resume if the Democratic Party got mad to me. And then they're saying, this is the most important election ever. This is the end of democracy. You know, I don't think you really believe that if your concerns are about your career. I believe it's true. I believe this could mean the end of democracy. And so your career be damned. This is a time to stand up. This is a time to get out there and say, we've got to take action. What other time is there? If you're not going to stand up now when democracy is on the line and say what you know to be true and act on it, then when will you? If not now, when? And the polls are not looking good. They're not looking good at all. They're looking very, very bad, as a matter of fact. Polling averages aggregated by 538 and Real Clear Politics show Trump surged and Biden dipped significantly in national polls after the June 27th debate. The averages put Biden a few points behind Trump. Biden should be trouncing Trump. I mean, think about it. He was recently convicted of 34 felony counts. He was found liable for sexual abuse. At this time in 2020, Biden was beating Trump by almost 10 points. It's also important to remember that Trump outperformed the polls both in 2016 and 2020. And if he's consistently leading Biden, then probably the actual result is going to be him beating him up by even more than that. So it's not just a matter of it's within the margin of error or it's a statistical dead heat. It's not. And if you look at the swing states, the battleground states, and again, my friends, I'll tell you this over and over and over and over again. The main polls that you should be paying attention to are the state polls. We don't have national elections in this country. Because of the Electoral College, it only matters what happens in your state. And then the electoral votes for the state go to the candidate that wins, by and large. Pollsters at the Cook Political Report changed the status of 3 battleground states from toss-ups to lean Republican after the debate. And according to the combined data of the New York Times Siena College polls, Biden is seeing an extraordinary dip. Trump now has not just his biggest lead over Biden in this election cycle, but his largest lead over a Democrat since his 2016 White House bid. New York Times chief political correspondent and poll guru Nate Cohn told The New Yorker in a recent interview, there are no precedents in recent memory for presidents to have approval ratings like Biden's who then go on to win re-election. The bottom line there is if it's Biden, Biden's going to lose. If Biden is the nominee, if Biden is the Democrat that we go in and have a choice on in November, then Biden's going to lose and Trump's going to win. That's why you have to take this seriously. This is not just people being disloyal to Joe Biden. There are higher loyalties than to Joe Biden. There are higher loyalties than to the DNC. There are higher loyalties than to the Democratic Party. There should be a loyalty to the United States of America and to democracy and to the rule of the people. That is what there should be a loyalty to. And anyone who sees what's been going on with Joe Biden, it should be clear as day what you need to do. So do it. And I'll tell you something else. Here's a little mental treat for you too. The Republicans won't know what to do. They're not going to know what hit them if Biden goes away. First of all, and this is probably more important, there's a chance for a new candidate. Someone younger, someone more vigorous, someone with even better policy ideas. Frankly, in my opinion, it wouldn't take too much. It's an opportunity. And then the Republicans have nothing. What are the Republicans have Project 2025, which basically means authoritarianism for America, and other than that, they don't have a strategy. The Atlantic's Tim Alberta recently reported how Donald Trump and his team fought doggedly for years to create an image of Joe Biden being in cognitive decline and not up for the job as president. And maybe, I understand if this catches you by surprise, because President Biden was cloistered, and if you don't pay any attention to, if you don't monitor, if you don't give any credence to right-wing media, you might not even have heard of this. But if you listen to right-wing media for the last 4 years, they've been going off on this for a long time. A long time. And it's not because it's completely untrue. It's because there is a kernel of truth to it. When they started, there was like, even in 2020 you could see this. And they understood that viscerally, and they went for the jugular. And they're going to continue to go for the jugular, because this plays into exactly what they've been saying, unless he steps down. And then what do they have? All that is wasted if Biden steps down. What are they going to do? What are they going to do? They won't know what to do. They will not. So anyway, they fought doggedly, the Republicans and Donald Trump did, for years to create an image of Joe Biden being in cognitive decline and not up to the job as president. This is from NJ.com out of New Jersey. The idea behind it was their best path to victory. But after tens of millions of people watched Biden stumble through a debate and deduced that maybe the president's age is cause for concern, Alberta reported Team Trump had a problem on their hands. What if Biden drops out and Trump is forced to face a more favorable candidate? True, Matthew Dowd, a former GOP strategist for George W. Bush and Dick Cheney, posted to Twitter after Brendan Buck, a former Hill staffer, posted, "A lot of Republicans are going to lose their minds if they really do replace Biden." They are. The Republicans are going to lose their minds, and they're not going to know what to do, and they're going to panic. And the Democratic Party is going to be invigorated. The Democratic Party will be on the ascendant. The Republican Party and Trump will be on the descendant. And we will have a chance at democracy in the United States of America. And we will vanquish dictatorship and its shadow. I'm Beowulf Rockland. This is Facepalm America. FacepalmAmerica.com. 202-656-6271 is where you can call or message us. We will be back in a moment with some news that doesn't have anything directly to do with Biden, but it's something you should know about. Another chapter in our ongoing saga about Medicare disadvantage. This is Facepalm America. We shall return.
Hey everybody, it's Michael Steele, host of the Michael Steele Podcast. Each week I have a discussion about the key political and cultural issues of our day, joined by America's leading activists, experts, and academics for a conversation that transcends political boundaries. So join me each week as we work through real solutions, have honest conversation, and just keep it fresh. Listen to the Michael Steele Podcast in the Spreaker Podcast Player app, where you can also comment on individual episodes. New episodes available every week on the Spreaker Podcast Player app.
Greetings, Facepalm America listener. Thanks so much for listening today. But did you know you could be getting even more serious news and comment? And some of the just plain silly variety too? Once you finish listening here, go to @FacepalmUSA on Twitter and download still more Facepalm America content. That's @FacepalmUSA on Twitter. Don't lapse into despondency. Save our democracy at